Good evening. It's Sunday, September 11th, 9/11, and this is the video for week 5. But before I talk about what we're going to be doing for the week, I thought I'd just take a really brief moment and talk about remembrance and the not-for-profit sector and the events of 9/11 15 years ago. Some of you may be able to remember where you were. Certainly, the events that unfolded on that day and in the 15 years that have followed have been no mystery to anyone. But during this semester and in this class, we're studying the nonprofit sector. And let me tell you that, hey, that was my phone. Let me tell you that on 9/11, it was the worst of times and it was the best of times for America. It showed the resilience of American character, resolve, and specifically, it showed the strength, the flexibility, and the speed of the nonprofit sector, particularly the humanitarian sector. And the events as they unfolded on that Tuesday morning, dozens of nonprofit organizations, from the American Red Cross to Tuesday's Child to police and firefighter auxiliaries, to first responder medical aid, to churches coming together. A number of nonprofits came together in that day and in the days that followed, specifically to support the families of those that were lost, the survivors of those that lived through the catastrophe, and to assure America that we were going to recover and recover well. And even as the events of that day became memory for us, dozens of nonprofit foundations were established specifically to raise money and support for the families of those that were lost on that grievous day, the survivors, and other important remembrance charitable causes. So if you get a chance during the week to think back to the events of September 11th, 2001, keep in mind what you're studying in this class had a direct, tangible, and positive impact on our ability to recover, and that's what nonprofit organizations can do in the aftermath of disaster. But looking forward to the week. This week you're going to get into Chapter 5 of the Solomon book, which is looking at historical development, and as well as looking at history, looking at some recent trends in the non-for-profit sector. I'm also going to have you look at a supplemental article that examines the relationship between the local governments and nonprofit organizations. Oftentimes that's a very tenuous and difficult relationship, but an important one nonetheless. And I also want to remind you at the end of the week you have reading journal number 4. Now, with regard to journals, I'm not going to lecture you. That's not my way. I'm not going to scold you or chastise you. I'm just simply going to lay things out, because if there's one thing that I hope you would appreciate about me, I'm a realist. If you're not taking the quiz for the quizzes during this course, you're not doing the homework, you're not doing the reading, you're not going to pass. And that's regrettable. Somebody, either you, the federal government, your parents or friends or relatives, paying for you to go to school. And the fact that you're not taking advantage of it, I'm not going to bring that up again. But the issue is, just do the work. I also want to remind you, looking ahead, you have an organizational interview and report that you're going to need to complete before the end of the semester. And the outline for that's in the syllabus. You'll be able to see what is the organizational interview. You're to identify a leader in the nonprofit sector in the upstate and interview them extensively about their organization, the who's, what's, where's, when, and why's, and get them to share with you their perception of the strengths and weaknesses and opportunities and threats of the organization, and to put it together in a report. I hope you have a great week. For those of you that are out, people who like the outdoors, just a reminder that deer season opens up on Thursday, and if you have to be in the woods, be safe. Again, if you have any questions, call me, text me. If you happen to be on campus, come for office hours, what have you. But I hope you have a great week, and do something significant this week, okay?